the Canadian cabinet losing their minds over Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
Tucker came in hot. I will speak for myself on this one. I'm a fan of Tucker. I like Tucker a lot. He came ready to fire things out. He said some things, obviously, that got the attention of a lot of people, especially guys like Stephen Guilbeault. That loser was not happy about Tucker. He personally felt targeted by words, which shows the amount of backbone that man has. And this is kind of what really frustrated me about the whole thing is Tucker did what Tucker does. He did a speech down Calgary, went up to Edmonton, and again, the Conservatives, the people on the right-hand side of the spectrum kind of frustrated me in terms of their coverage of Tucker, where they showed all the photos of the arena he packed 8,000 people in, which I think is pretty awesome. But then it was just the rhetoric surrounding it of he's selling out stadiums. I'm like, there's only one stadium in Edmonton and it's outside and no one's right out there at the moment. He packed, he used half the capacity of the arena that was there. It's 16,000 capacity. He sold out 8,000. I'm sure if they opened up all the other seats, I'm sure he would have sold out more. But don't say he's selling out stadiums in Canada. He sold tickets at an arena. Still awesome result, but just be honest in your coverage of it. People got fired up. Jordan Peterson was there. Danielle Smith was there doing the whole thing. People are all fired up about this. So there was a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. It was loud. It was louder all around this event. And then the Canadian cabinet came out, and they were not too fired up about the things that were said at Tucker's speeches, and this is what they had to say about it.
I mean, you're the minister that, as your colleague was saying, was targeted. I mean, how do you feel about your name being brought up?
I mean, this goes beyond me and the fact that I was targeted last night at this event. This increases political violence against everyone who runs for office in this country, whether they're doing it at the municipal level, at the provincial level, or at the federal level. As my friend and colleague Randy said, like, we can have differences of opinion. We can bang our fist on the table when we meet. We can have strong disagreement. But to incite violence against people who disagree with you, that's not how things should be done in Canada.
Can you clarify what is the violence? What is the violence? I think the minister also said this in French. What is the violence that they are bringing to Canada? What is the political violence that you're talking about, just to be very clear?
Well, to put a target on someone's back, for example. To name
what is the evil?
To put someone in crosshairs.
He was targeted, bro. How were he targeted? It was on my back. Yeah.
The total ignorance of the
That's your go-to.
Yeah, I love it.
Gee.
But yeah, what is the political violence? I thought that was such a well-asked question because they keep talking about this political violence thing. And when you throw the word violence around, there's like a lot of weight behind that. Like there's legal ramifications, there's, safety. So the question is, what is political violence? And he was like, there's a target on my back. For what? For words, for eggs, for something more? Like, what are you talking about? Like, be specific. And the fact that he was not being specific is just showing that it's just, him upset. He's upset. He got called some names. He didn't like them. And now he's mad.
And it's the narrative from the Liberals that does frustrate many, and I can relate to it, where they're upset because they're bringing MAGA politics north of the border. Tucker Carlson is an apologist for Putin. Trudeau has said that on record, saying something like that. And they were just a little rattled that Carlson got an audience. People are listening to him. That's offensive to the regime that's trying to get total control of a country. And the thing that was funny is, especially those who follow the Liberal Party of Canada, that this is crazy. Like, Tucker Carlson? Why is he coming north of the border? That shouldn't be happening. Yet, we didn't say nothing about Hillary Clinton going to a Liberal convention. Didn't say nothing about Bernie Sanders meeting with the NDP. No words there. But as soon as Tucker Carlson comes up, game on. That's dangerous to democracy here in Canada. And even though Pablo, so you want to say something before I hit?
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair though, like Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, both politicians, Tucker Carlson, and he's like media entertainment, right? So I can see that argument. personally.
I think it's even worse. I think it's worse. Because you have people who are in positions of power in politics that can actually directly influence politics in Canada.
Right. But I think that politicians meeting with other politicians who have to work together because we share the longest border, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, Hillary's not in any position of power.
Not anymore.
Yeah, but this happened like last year.
Right.
She's been irrelevant for a long time. She's still murdering people apparently, but
what,
dude? You don't hear the the Clinton list? Oh baby, it's a long one. Anyone who gets close to them, people disappear. But that's a personal thing. That's allegedly. That's a thing. Sorry, I'm feeling. I got the caffeine pills in me tonight, and I'm feeling a little spicy. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hear about the list, but I do have to say though, like I agreed with you on your first point about like Tucker Carlson, where I was like, I didn't like what I saw when he was with Fox News. I didn't really follow him much after that, just because I didn't like what I saw to begin with. And then when he came to Alberta, and even some of the rhetoric he was using, like, we're coming to save Canada from this tyrant. And I was just like, oh my God.
Liberate Canada, baby.
Yeah. And so I just looked at it. I was like, it is what it's going to be.
Yep.
And good on Premier Daniel Smith for actually speaking with him. I think that I really like when I see leaders talking with people, especially people who have followings and influence, and then being very open and honest about their politics and what they plan to do. Yeah, so because that's something that we don't see from our current government. You know, somebody asks him a question, he runs away. So, or puts Chrystia Freeland in front of the cameras.
True.
So I really respected that of her. Do I agree with everything Tucker Carlson has to say? Maybe not, but that's not the point. Again, the point is the fact that she actually sat down with him and talked to him like a human being, which I thought was great.
CBC didn't do it, so.
No, exactly.
He challenged him. You see that challenge?
I did.
Love that. Papa Pobbs was frustrated too. He wanted to air his grievances about Tucker Carlson.
Be your strategy effectively going forward is tying Polyev to Trump?
He wants to be prime minister of this country. What happened last night is not acceptable. Is he going to condemn that? If he wants to run for prime minister, he should have the courage to condemn those. It's not acceptable in our
That's
country.
going to be your strategy? People attended, sir. I mean, what do you make of the fact that there is an audience for it and for their perspective?
Well, as I said in French, the extreme right politics, don't ask the question if it's coming to Canada. It's already here.
Is this going
and they're bringing it.
They're bringing it.
They're bringing the extreme politics north of the border. Didn't answer the question, but that was the line.
I'm a 5-year-old man. I'm like, he's like, they need to condom it.
Yeah.
Like, be safe.
Brutal.